It's beer o'clock on Milo Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Cloudwater Brewing Company, and it's a bottle of their Autumn Range Porter. It's 6% ABV. The bittering hop is Challenger. Aroma hops are Willamette, Admiral, Citra and Simcoe. And the malt is Best Ale, Clear Choice, Pale, Roasted Barley, Flaked Torrefied Barley, Colour 400 Crystal, Chocolate Malt, Smoked Malt and Black Malt. Lots of ingredients in this beer then. This is going to be really good, I'm pretty sure of it. Not had a bad beer from Cloudwater. So yeah, we're looking forward to this one. Let's look at the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. A bit of smoked malt in this beer. I wonder how the smoked malt in the beer will translate into the taste. And the aroma, of course. I'm looking forward to this one. So, the beer's developed a small one-finger tan-coloured head. It's more or less a jet black coloured beer in the glass. But from where I'm looking, it looks jet black in the camera. But can you see the bottom of the glass there? That little bit of light bleeding through. That is probably the best representation of the beer in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Do you know when you read something and you go looking for it? That's probably one of the reasons I do not read Rate Beer Untapped, Beer Advocate before I start a beer review, because you go searching for what you've been told. I went searching for that smoked malt. I found it a little bit in the aroma. But other than that, I'm picking up a little bit of kind of a candied, slightly roasted chocolate malt. Okay, let's dive in. Cheers. Yes, you get some smoke, but I'm standing back. I'm trying to get the colour of the camera to change. I look a little bit kind of weirdly space grey here. I think it's the light outside reflecting on the walls and just messing around with the camera. But anyway, yes, that smoked malt comes through. It's a hint. It's a subtle hint, which is good. You don't really want in a porter. You don't want that smoked malt really dominating the flavour of the beer. Otherwise, it would be called a orange beer. But it's chocolatey. There's some caramel in there. It's nicely hopped on the back end. Looking back at the camera, we look back to normal. When did that happen? Yes, you get some of that, as I said, that bitter chocolate, that nice bitter finish on the back end, which comes from the hops. It's a very nice porter. It's a very well put together porter. One thing I might change if I was perhaps brewing this beer myself, I might add a little bit more mouthfeel. Have they said oats? Oats? Did I just say oats? Did they add oats to the beer? Young man? Blimey. Flaked torrefied barley. I think the beer, for me, I think it lacks a little bit of mouthfeel. I think the beer would be absolutely perfect if it had a really rich, creamy, dense mouthfeel. It is 6% ABV. The more malt you add, the more kind of sugar you add into the beer, or natural sugar from the malt. This then converts into alcohol. So there's a lot of malt gone into the beer. Don't get me wrong, it's a superb stout. Look at the way the beer It's got some fantastic lacing left on the glass there. As you rock that beer back and forth, you can see the carbonation up the side of the glass. It's a fantastic tasting beer. It's just for me, my own, you might be very different from me, but my own personal opinion for a stout and a porter is I just love them big, creamy, rich mouthfeels. And this just doesn't have it as, it's lacking, if you like, is the best word. It's lacking in that lovely, rich, creamy mouthfeel. I'm ready to rate this. Cloudwater Porter, 6% ABV. It's had enough time to condition a little bit more in the bottle. I've had it, if it come out in the autumn, we're now in April 2016, so it's a good 6 months old. Yeah, it's a good 6 months old. So I suppose if it wanted to develop that creaminess, that really good mouthfeel, it would have done that already. It hasn't done that. So rating, it's got all of the really good aspects of a good porter. That smoked malt is really good. It's a really clever addition. You do get a little bit of smokiness, but not enough to be able to say, oh, that's Rauch beerish. It's just a little touch, a little subtle touch of smokiness in there. The chocolate coffee caramel flavours in there, as you get in most porters, are fantastic. It has got a nice mouthfeel. I'm not saying for 1 minute it's one of them kind of Irish, dry Irish stouts, which are really thin and really not to my liking at all. It's just not that kind of big bold creaminess that I like from a porter and a stout. Nice hoppiness on the back end, nice level of carbonation. I'm going to give this beer still well worth an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from me, Lyle Craft Beer. I just wish I could have kind of pulled out a 9 or a 10 for this beer out of 10 if it had that mouthfeel. Thanks for watching. Please comment, please subscribe, and cheers.